Hello, everyone. This is Kelly Beard of KarmicTools.com, and this is your weekly forecast for September 18th through the 24th of 2022. So we're in the thick of it now, y'all. Mercury retrograde is well underway. Don't forget, there are tools available for that, custom tools just for you. And our kickoff this week on Sunday, the 18th, Mercury retrograde is going to oppose Jupiter for the second of three times. First hit was September 2nd. September 18th, this week, is the second hit, and then the final hit will be October 12th. So this is an important one because Mercury is kind of our individual thinking and consciousness, and Jupiter is that expanded thinking and consciousness. So any opposition requires us to work with two distinct energies and get them to work together for the good of all involved. It's also a midpoint, which allows you that 180 degrees view from the other side of your starting point roughly 6 months ago. Mercury and Jupiter are working out a push-pull within you between your mind and consciousness, between your thinking and beliefs, between your thoughts and imagination, between the tedious details and the grand vision. Because of all this, it would be tremendously beneficial to play amongst a group of like-hearted souls with varying points of view, mavericks who follow their own intuition, as well as those humble healers who also buck the status quo by following their intuitive knowing within, something we all have the capacity for. This is great for what I call jam sessions, when my colleagues and I get together to discuss our ideas and insights about our professional goals. Something like that is a great use of this energy. Plan, strategize, discuss with others, get input and feedback. Bounce ideas around and be open and receptive to other people's points of view. They may be thinking of something that you didn't. Make sure that it is a circle where all opinions are valued, even if not shared. This is good also for learning something new and looking at things from another angle completely, right? The opposite angle, the opposite side of things. And this is good because Jupiter helps us edit our story. If I'm not mistaken, Jupiter's backwards right now. Yes, until November 23rd. So they're both backstage right now discussing private things. So think personal and your consciousness and the story you're telling, what you believe to be true or possible. Recognize how it's getting rewired in the Virgo Pisces departments, your spirit in a human form, your body and your spirituality. These are practices that we need for our physicality and our spirituality that are supposed to be daily for humans. For other creatures, maybe not, but for us, we got to do this on a regular basis. So we're cleaning filters, we're changing our minds about certain things. We've learned so much in the last 3 weeks, 3 months, 3 years that our consciousness has shifted. And now we believe something new. So it takes a beat or two to catch up with yourself. Remember what else I say, that consciousness can shift in an instant, but 3D takes a little longer to catch up. The blessing that we have same day, Sun trining Pluto. So this is Virgo and Capricorn, very grounded and practical. We're getting in our bodies. We're figuring out our systems for living and upgrading them so that they are more suitable and effective for here and now. And with Sun, it's usually you, the individual. With Pluto, it's pretty collective. But when it engages a personal planet, then we can draw some of that Plutonian juice and power through the work that we do. It's concentrated power, and a trine is a blessing without effort. So this energy makes you want to get things done by any means necessary. And you may tend to come on a little strong to certain people, but it's all good. The work you want to do is the work that needs to be done. And in doing it and facing things head on, you will gain insights about yourself that fortify your very foundation so that your life can evolve to the next level organically. This intense and powerful energy is transformative in nature and will provoke you to think deeply about your life, what you need, desire, and deserve for you, the individual. You may find that some aspects of your life need to be reformed or released. Go for it. This energy actually makes reform and release easier than usual. It's a good time to make an impression or have a positive impact on others, but be sure to keep it on the highest level possible. Any actions or statements used to manipulate others for selfish gain can and will backfire on you in a big way. This is a positive, uplifting, transformative energy. Use it as such to clear the debris and create the life you were born to live. Deep breath. So we all know shadow Pluto can get pretty treacherous. So let's stay on it. And trines make things easier. So if you're already in the underworld, this could also make things easier there too. So just be aware, check in with your boundaries and what you're really trying to get accomplished right now. That's all Sunday. Monday, the 19th, Venus is going to trine Uranus. So here we got another personal to collective planet and a trine ease and grace. So with the Mercury retrograde, with the approaching Mars retrograde, with all the social and collective planets retrograde right now, it really is all about you and a good time to pull inward to do some processing and integration using those bigger planets, outer planets, with that extra concentrated power to kind of carry your wishes and goals and things along. Like when we're doing intentions and manifesting work, the idea is to create space for what you're bringing into form as if it's already happened. The idea is to claim it and make it real in your system, and then the manifesting becomes so much easier. The better we are at our internal processes, the better we are at creating the 3D reality we want to live into. So if our individuality is being transformed by Pluto, then Venus, our relationships, are going to then be automatically liberated with Uranus. So this is kind of interesting. This energy is likely to bring a little excitement into your life one way or another. It's a good time to do something different, try something new, and consciously put yourself in situations where you have to improvise or think on your feet. We are in times of breaking old patterns and resetting them in more positive, effective ways. You can still live your true values and priorities, but something has changed within. This blessing from the cosmos allows you to align with more personal authenticity, which in turn is infused into all that you love and treasure. Relationships will have an unusual energy to them. An established relationship may get shaken up or sparkle with some extra spice, or a new relationship begun under this influence may be stimulating and unusual, but probably short-lived too. This is not a bad thing. It's actually perfect for improvising and experimenting with new ideas, new people, and new ways of expressing yourself, and then dropping in to center to see what you actually respond to, what your heart aligns with and responds to, and choose from there. Use this energy to soak up some good vibes and rare wisdom from those who are unique, mavericks who do things differently than you do and who live life to the fullest. We're getting some upgrades. It's a good time to expand your consciousness and think outside the box at every turn, y'all. So that was Monday. Tuesday looks like there's a moon void, of course, so we'll want to pay attention to that. But then things jump to Thursday. The 22nd is fall equinox. Our one of two times that we have access to literal physical balance. So let's take advantage of that. This is the season to gather and harvest. Assess what you've produced or accomplished in the last 6 to 9 months. It's time to evaluate and rectify. Assess what worked and what did not work this year so far. It's time to balance and integrate. Assess what you need to do, have, or be more or less of going forward. Deep breath. And it's time for a pause for the cause. Transition times are times to be still, tune in, and prepare for a new season. This is a turn of the wheel, y'all. Fall equinox is harvest time, and rhythm is a beautiful thing. Taking some time at the turn of each season notifies the universe that you are ready, willing, and able to co-create with Mother Earth and Father Sky. Fall equinox is the time of year to bring all your projects to a close. Finish whatever you can and start looking toward new projects. Balance and integrate what is working and release the rest. If you willingly and lovingly release that which is not working, the next season will go a lot smoother, which is when you go to truly close the year in preparation for a new solar year. Harvest is about assessing and gathering all that you've created for the year, and ultimately reaping the rewards of all your hard work and labor. Some of your harvest will be tangible, creative projects that can and will bear fruit now that they are complete, stable, or in place. And some of your harvest will be intangible, in that you have further cultivated your own being over the last year, and now you and others can benefit from your personal integration, individual gifts, and evolved consciousness. Align with your higher self and expand your goals for the coming season. Think bigger. Fall equinox is a time of balance between light and shadow, and it takes us from movement out in the world to a more inner work with what you've got energy, using your resources and creations to build on and expand, primarily behind the scenes in preparation for a spring initiation 6 months from now. Libra is the sign of the season and is ruled by Venus, which reminds us that all life is inextricably connected. Any imbalances affect all life eventually. As living conscious beings, we strive for balance in all that we think, feel, say, and do. You can access your inner Libra and recenter so that you are more effective in your beingness and more useful to life in general. Ashe. So that same Thursday for fall equinox, Shanta Gabriel and I are going to get together like we do at the turn of the wheel. It'll be early in the day, 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific. I'll talk about the energies for the quarter and the season itself. And Shanta usually channels a beautiful message from the archangels and does a meditation to help us integrate all these different concepts into our body, which is good. And I hope you will consider joining us. You can go to my community event page, which is all updated and looking good. There you can register for the fall equinox call or any other one. If you scroll down, you can see where I've scheduled the monthly free call throughout the rest of the year. I got to add 2023, but the rest of 22 is all listed here. So if you missed one and you just want the replay, you can click there to register and request that. Or if you're on it and want to catch things ahead of time and register to get it right away, then do that on the free community event page that is on my Kelly M. Beard website under Circle Up. That's Thursday. Friday is the day that Mercury retrograde links up with the sun. So every time Mercury retrogrades, it has these meetings with the sun and this reset for our individual selves that is part of the Mercury retrograde process. So you've probably heard me say that it happens 3 to 4 times a year, giving us a chance 3 to 4 times a year to do a data dump, to tend to our mental body, to do some personal maintenance on our field, because especially now with the World Wide Web and just being connected 24/7, and regular schedules are out the window. We need to be able to downregulate our nervous system and our mental body on a regular basis. The better you are at that, let's say, then the better the year can go for you. And the better every time Mercury is retrograding, just like any other planet, when Venus retrogrades, it's resetting the cycle. When Mars retrogrades, it's resetting the cycle. Mercury's cycle just happens to only be 3 months, and then it resets the cycle again. So it's the shortest cycle we deal with, let's put it that way. So this is our official reset of the mental body that we can take advantage of and start to clarify, even though it's still backwards. We want to start thinking about that. This energy will compel you to express yourself on many levels. Communication will be a focus. Just make sure that it's reciprocated. What I mean is two-way communication, an exchange of ideas. As you initiate this new cycle of self-expression, you will have access to some powerful energy that can and probably will help you make a difference or an impression on others if you need to. This is a good time to travel if possible. And if not physically, then mentally through visualization or within your own area locally. Because if you explore a new direction, you are much more likely to discover something new. This energy opens you up to a download of more information than usual. Pay attention. If you are solid and organized, you may even gain some much-deserved recognition from others that you have earned through your individual efforts. Deep breath. Now, that would be a typical Mercury conjunct Sun. But this is part of the retrograde process, so it's part of the reset of how you express yourself, how you communicate, reviewing the last 3 months to kind of prepare yourself for the next 3 months is what Mercury helps us do. Mercury is our thinking and ideas, thoughts and concepts. It's our processing, our mental processing, especially, right? I look at Virgo as ruling a lot of the processes and systems. The fact that that's where it's retrograde and getting ready to go forward is really powerful and poignant as well. Like, this is a powerful portal, right? That's another good reason to join us, because when we get together, where 2 or more gather, the vibration is raised and the light is expanded and we are all fortified. So that same day, this is what's amazing, is that the Mercury links up with Sun and dips right back into Virgo. So Mercury re-entering Virgo until October 11th, still retrograde, is helping us to truly process and integrate whatever came into our conscious awareness over the last 3, 6, or 9 weeks. It's time for discernment and discrimination. You will have to choose or decide which ideas are worth investing more energy, time, and resources going forward. It's time to get organized and create space to anchor these new ideas and integrate them into the new rhythm that is emerging. This is also an opportunity to do some personal healing of the mental body. We have been cracked open to all new consciousness in recent years, and there is more to come. So it's a good idea to use any Mercury retrograde to time out, pause, and reflect. Recalibrate your mental input and output. Consider how much you are taking in, processing, and putting to good use, and how much you are cultivating your own unique ideas and sharing them with others. It's an opportunity to restore your mental health and balance, and in doing so, set you up for more successful and fulfilling interactions with others going forward. This extended stay on the Virgo-Libra cusp is going to affect your Virgo, Pisces, and Gemini, Sag, as well as your Libra, Aries, and Cancer, Capricorn departments by default. As you shift your consciousness, change your thinking, and make new choices, new opportunities and collaborations will be the result. Before you engage others at this higher level, it is best to finish the retrograde review of your own ideas, thoughts, and concepts around socializing or interacting with others and how you would like to do that in a new and different way. Any Mercury retrograde is an upgrade and rewiring of your mental body. And since we get them 3 to 4 times a year, it's good to get into the conscious practice of taking some time to review that area of life. In this case, your Virgo Libra houses. I'm so excited to offer my first ever digital download self-study course for this Mercury retrograde. I've developed 3 parts to honor both shadow periods before and after, and your custom Mercury activations will guide you through exactly what Mercury is touching in your own chart during the retrograde, so that you can co-create consciously. There are also many other tools included. You know how I roll. Plus, we will circle up on September 29th, a week from equinox, and that always brings additional magic and possibilities. So I've put the link in the blog for the digital download. It's only $100, and you get your custom information. You get what Mercury's doing up in the sky before, during, and after, which is really good and juicy. And I'm so excited about the teaching platform that I'm about to hit some more things. So I want to hear from you. But I think the next download I'm going to create, this is what's beautiful about the teaching platform. And for those of you who kind of like this self-study course thing, is that I can just throw some things up there that you can learn about and explore on your own. And then we can always circle up around it if we have enough people that are interested. I'm thinking about doing the money houses. Anyone that's gotten a reading with me, we've talked about that. 2, 6, and 10 are what I call the money houses. It is a good thing to understand where they are in your chart and what elements and signs rule them. And I think I could make that a fun digital download. So little ideas like that, where we focus in on one thing, we go narrow and deep with that. And then we'll have the other things along the way when we get more broad and expansive. But thank you all for being part of the community and taking part in these different classes and exploration of how to express my ideas in new and different ways. Then the last activation we have will be on Saturday the 24th between Venus and Neptune, another personal to collective. Opposition and integration, some balance has to happen. So we want to beware of delusions of grandeur where your relationships, old and new, and or your finances are concerned. Basically, you should keep your true priorities in mind and you'll be fine. But if you are deluded to any extent, it may be revealed at this time. It's time to balance what is truly important to you in your interactions with others and the vision for the long-term goal of the collaboration. You can have an ideal romantic experience with this energy, but remember, true love takes time, hard work, and dedication, while romance tends to come and go. This energy tends to make you give and give and give in a relationship, thinking that it will inspire the other to respond in kind, and ultimately you end up empty-handed and drained because your motives weren't correct. You were doing it with an expectation, consciously or not, which almost always will let you down. Giving with any expectation generally leads to disappointment. A better use of this energy is to focus on any kind of artistic or altruistic endeavors. Yes, deep breath. Okay, and so by the end of this week, we're starting cracking the ancestral code with Yeye Louise Satish, level 1 and level 2. So my weekends for the rest of September and all of October are totally tied up with ancestor work. For those of you that are beginners and wanting to learn, that level 1 is perfect. You learn some basic principles around doing ancestor work. You get a little taste of doing your own ancestor work. It's such a powerful, life-changing class. Let me put it that way too. And it's not that expensive. And then she did create a payment plan where you could break it into installments. So if you've got the time and then weekends free, cracking the ancestral code, level 1 is going to gather on Sundays and level 2 is going to gather on Saturdays. So check out those links to see what's going on there and join us if you can. It is such an amazing community that we've already cultivated and developed. So expanding it just gets richer and deeper every single time. And these sisters mean business. Let me just tell you, that's why I love them. We do ritual and ceremony. We do our own dedication. We work on ourselves first before we try to go mess with anybody else. So like I said, you learn certain protocols that a lot of the, let's say, pop culture or popular language, shamanism is big right now and all this kind of stuff is big. But we've noticed that only some people know the language and the concepts, but they don't do the practice. So the embodied wisdom does not come. So this is the whole idea of learning from a 45, 50-year veteran of ritual and ceremony priestess work and an expert on many cultures and many diverse topics. And I mean, she's like a walking encyclopedia. Yeye is amazing. So nothing to lose. You learn so much. And of course, I do the lunar tools and you'll have goodies to support you for all the new moons and full moons. I think it's 6 or 7 classes back to back, and it takes us right through ancestor season, all to Halloween, and the 9 layers of the soul is how we close that out. So think about it. Join us if you can. Send me any questions if you need to. P.S. I'm still dealing with email challenges. We got it totally rectified August for like 1 month. Everything's been working fine. And then the day Mercury went retrograde, Bluehost decided to do some kind of huge migration in the whole system. And so they told me I just had to wait a minute while they figure it out. So I got to go back in there Monday and fuss at folks and see what I can do about my emails. I'm getting them, y'all. Don't get it twisted. You can write me and I can write you, but it's through a browser and I need it through my email application. So that's what we got to get right. And I appreciate your patience. And if you have sent me anything that I've missed, feel free to resend it. It's no big deal. I don't mind when you all kind of poke me and remind me about things I've mentioned along the way, because a lot of times you got to remember I'm channeling too. If we're in classes and things and I say I'm going to post this or do that or whatever, it's spirit usually working through me. So then I might actually need the reminder. But anyway, I hope you have a fantastic week. I want to thank you so much for being part of the community. Take your time. This is an intense Mercury retrograde week overall. And it looks like Mercury and Venus, our consciousness and our ideas, the sun, our individuality, Venus is our relationships, is all getting recalibrated by those social and collective planets, which are also backwards. So it really is all about you. Get some time somewhere along the way to check in and reach out if you need to. This is Kelly Beard of Karmic Tools signing off.